That person is siphoning off the grace of God from on you. You go to these concerts, you are in the presence of master craftsmen, witchcraft, occultists. They've performed so many rituals backstage, and you think you're having an experience, and you are literally in the mouth of hell.
I want to speak about something. I'm not going to too much speak, but I've chopped up a few segments of this video. Beyonce is going to fall. Now, I say that to say this. Those like Just Then channels or 5 minutes ago channels that really be like kind of reaching, well, they were making videos year and a half, year about what's going on with Take That right now. And it was so crazy to me. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's funny that Fifth was talking about the documentary in 2023. And here we are. And I say all of that to say this. They're next. Allegedly. Everything we speak about is allegedly, but I think they're next. Yeah. For the simple fact that you guys, the track record, it's like, okay, you guys got away for the moment with all these things, but those are the same things they're gonna use, if you get what I'm saying. And it's like, I wish a lot of these artists would be more mindful in the beginning of their careers on some real shit. I wish they stay independent. Yeah. Anyway, let's check it out. I love this woman's channel. It's the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. And yeah, watch with an open mind and meet me on the back end or in the comment section for the discussion. Let's tap in.
This message is less about the subject, because the subject has already been given over to judgment. The subject does not want to change. The subject does not want to stop what they're doing. The subject does not want to change their ways. This message is more of a warning to those who are following this person, to those who do not want to turn, to those who do not want to listen, to those who, when you hear what the Lord will describe in this dream, what the Lord is showing me in this dream, you will only get hardened with the warning of prophecy. And that is a very dangerous place to be. And so the title of this message is March the 4th, 2024. And the title is Beyonce is going to fall. Beyonce is going to fall. I know all her fans are already screaming and going off and frustrated, and yet you should be frustrated. And the person you should be frustrated with is yourself. You should be frustrated with yourself for being so in love with deception. You should be frustrated with yourself because you don't actually know how to discern what is good for you and what is not good for you. You should be frustrated with yourself because you lack wise judgment, because you are making foolish choices that God is going to judge you for. And it doesn't matter if you are an 11-year-old when you hear this. It doesn't matter if you're 31 years old when you hear this. It doesn't matter if you're one of the older ladies who just, oh no, I just love her. She's just got a certain something. It doesn't matter how long you've been following Beyonce. When you hear this, you should know, and you must be told, and you have to have it said in your ears that if you continue following this woman, God is going to judge you for it. He is going to put this on your permanent record, your report card, that you were warned for a series of years. You were warned in 2022. You were warned in 2023. And to my surprise, here we are in 2024, and you are still being warned. And before you can even hear the prophecy, you are already upset. You are already starting your usual drivel of, oh, she just hates her, and you just wish that you could be her. And why is it always black celebrities? Listen to your level of thinking. Who told you that this is a black celebrity, white celebrity prophecy? Why is the general thinking level so dull? And you have heard it And you've said it can never be. And now the never be-ness had reached the paper. They said it wasn't true, but now look, it's hard to deny because even print media has picked up the story. And we all know that print media, right? A lot of you feel that the standard of care is the prophecy isn't good enough. It has to be in the paper. You always say, where's the proof? So when the paper picks it up, when the TV picks it up, then to you now it becomes real prophecy. But true Christians know that once it leaves the mouth of God, in fact, once he determines it in his heart, it's already a done deal. So I was saying it's hard to deny now because the print media makes it official. But oh my goodness, what a lie. I was lying to myself. People on social media went ballistic with the extent of their mental illness and their rage and their willingness to defend Beyonce. It was like hearing the news and seeing it go official, instead of causing them to pause and think and say, what kind of person is it that I'm following, and just blindly defending like this. Hearing the news pick up this story triggered these people to become greater experts at denying reality than ever before. It was incredible. And I literally said, no way. I said, God, no way is this the response to this breaking news story, that these people are denying even harder and exhibiting so much instability at this woman being accused of this. This is what people said. They said, why is the media lying on her like that? Why is the media saying these things about her? Why didn't they research this story before making it public? Why isn't Jay-Z getting blamed for this? Why is he not on the front page instead of her? Because everybody knows he's the one who really did this and not her. She couldn't have done it. People were having breakdowns like it's not possible. They wanted the entire story, the entire crime, the allegations, the existing news reports, and the actual journalism, the evidence, and everything that had gone into breaking this story. People wanted this stuff to go away and disappear so that they could continue in their delusional fantasy of following Beyonce, the perfect woman who only does perfect things. And I said, in this dream, I said, Lord, this is not possible. There is no way that this can ever be the result of people seeing actual facts and truth about this woman. Lord, no way. So just like people were insisting that the journalists should go away, the news report should go away, the TV should evaporate, they should go after Jay-Z. If they have to keep the journalism, if they have to keep the evidence, if the story has to break, they should go after Jay-Z. They should not go after Beyonce, not the queen. She would never. Is the same way I was insisting to God, and I was saying, absolutely not, Father. There's no way that this is a real life response to facts and truth coming out about this woman. And I saw myself saying, do you see it now? Do you see what God was saying about Beyonce? Do you see it? Can you finally accept that what God said about her was true? The proof is finally in your faces. People turned on me. So instead of people saying when they saw the prophecy, you know what? The things this woman said, we might have fought them, but now we can see them coming to pass. And we can see that God is behind this. God is behind the exposure. God is touching Beyonce. We need to stop. No, it was not like that at all. Big fat capital no. People were blaming the media. They were blaming the media. They were saying, why is the media hounding Beyonce? Why are they going after her? They were blaming the media for sloppy and poor reporting. You guys didn't get your facts together. If you dig, you will find that it was somebody else. It was not her. They were saying to the media, why are you guys saying all this stuff just based on rumors? Why do you hate her? There was a lot of that use of that word, hate. Why is the media damaging her reputation like that without asking the proper questions or even giving her a chance to respond? So Beyonce was mute, completely mute when this scandal was breaking. And they were saying, why doesn't the media give her a chance to respond? They were saying, why isn't her husband to blame? Why isn't the media going after Jay-Z? Why aren't the TV people going after Jay-Z? Don't they know that he's the wicked one? He's the one who's forcing her to do all this. And of course, they did not leave me out. It's you that did this, Celestial. This is me and my great powers here at home. It's you that did this. You hate her. And that's why this is affecting her. It's you and your bad energy that brought this on her. She's innocent. And just because it's happening, I wish I could do the way that they were doing, but I'm just not going to bring myself down to that level. But if you've ever seen these children with the blue hair, or you can see that these children are cut inside, on the inside. They've left the planet of normalcy, and they're now moving in a world where female chickens that lay eggs can also be roosters. And if you've ever seen these children in interaction, if you've seen these young people, even older people, 20s, 30s, they scream a lot. They go, they scream a lot. And that's what people were doing. It's you that did this. You hate her. This is why this is affecting her. It's you and your bad energy. She's innocent. And just because it's happening, like you said, doesn't mean anything. Like that. Exactly like that. Even in the dream. Just like that. Just because it's happening to her exactly the way you said, it doesn't mean anything. And I woke up and I knew in my heart that God is going to deal with Beyonce. He's going to deal with her specifically. But at least listen. She has stolen God's place in millions of hearts. She is an idol to millions, and she does not even tell people not to worship her or not to be so manic about setting her on a pedestal. So I've spoken here many times about how human beings are consumed with the need to worship. We were built to worship. And if we don't have a clear understanding of what worship is and who it's to be directed to, we will erect our own gods 10 times out of 10. You just read the Bible and you'll see it. You leave people alone long enough and they're carving a tree or they're building a little Buddha. They have to have something. And the thing with people who don't want to grow in faith is the majority of faith worships an unseen God. He is not seen, but his presence is all around. But when your faith is small, when it's weak, and you don't want to do the hard work of growing it, then you need a little something. That's why so many people I just need a little confirmation. And even Gideon, at the beginning of his faith, he needed to put the fleece in front of God. We need physical things. But mature people know that the best physical thing is the word of God. You go to that thing, and very soon the Holy Spirit will be connecting with you, building you up, helping you. You have some worship music going. You'll feel the peace of God come upon you. We don't worship a God that can be seen. That's his choice for now. The people who were lucky enough to see him, God bless them. They're gone now. And God told Thomas in his doubting that a better generation was coming, a blessed generation, a people, he said, who would worship me and they will believe without seeing me. And here we are, and we don't want to grow into the fulfillment of that prophecy. Some of us, millions of us, most of us, don't want to grow into it. So God says that Beyonce doesn't stop people from worshiping her. And as we go on, he says that she doesn't even stop people from setting her on a pedestal. So she'll never reprimand her fans. She'll never say, you guys be calm and things like that. And there's a reason for that. God says that Beyonce is not humble. She is using the worship and the adoration of people that comes out of them like a wave for dark magic and witchcraft. So the reason she doesn't put a stop to it is because these people who are in the occult, these people who are serving the Baphomet, those who have made their contract, not all of them, please, you've never heard me say that every musician has a contract, every actor has a contract. There's a price to pay to be big, big, big. And usually you can see it on their faces after a while. Sin don't hide. Sin does not hide. That person is siphoning off the grace of God from on you. You go to these concerts, you are in the presence of master craftsmen, witchcraft, occultists. They've performed so many rituals backstage, and you think you're having an experience, and you are literally in the mouth of hell with disco lights And you're just thinking, how blessed am I to be here? And the wise ones go, and then they begin to hear and feel everything that I told them before they went there. And then they're having all these little regret episodes and talking about, I'm so sorry that I went. Well, tell God sorry and repent unto the Lord, because it is him that you disobeyed, and still go to these shows. And millions will still go because they will not agree with anything as you heard. And so she's powering herself. But remember, I told you that God says this woman's time is very short. All the rituals, all the sacrifices, Satan is a horrible taskmaster, and he never lets anyone off the hook. And what the Lord has told me is that these jump starts, right? These things, they're not working anymore. He's saying that they're having to do more and more and more backstage, out of sight. They're having to do more and more behind the scenes, not even at the shows, to power this woman back up to life. Why? Because Satan can only offer you so much. Even stealing energy and spiritual strength off of people can only do so much. When the Lord say grew frustrated with their presence in the high heavens, man doesn't belong there. Notice that none of us even live in the trees. Our place is down here. We're down here as a sign to stay humble. But they had risen due to worship, adoration of people. They had risen above their station. And the Lord gave a sharp command. And I said that I saw the angels come and start pushing them out of heaven. And one of the people who was pushed was T.D. Jakes, and he fell and he had a shattering end. That is exactly the words of the prophecy. And I said that I saw that Beyonce was pushed from up there. And when she fell on her neck at a sharp angle and she broke herself. She had a breaking fall. That is what I said. I said that this woman is deep in witchcraft. She is a sorceress of extreme power. She is a temptress, meaning that she carries powerful demons of lust, which is why the women have become Jezebelites and vixens following her. It's a spirit that transfers, that takes the good girlness off you and turns you into a harlot. And you can argue all you want that you don't have the harlot spirit. But once you start to see the same manifestations of actions, affectations, appetites, presentations, the same likes and desires, what do you think you are doing? You are just merely a reflection of what you've picked up with her, whether you like it or not. So the prophecies are very clear. I said that God says this woman's destruction will be greater than Michael Jackson's destruction. And Michael Jackson's destruction, it stopped everything but the sun. And so that is where I'm going to leave this prophecy. The title of this message is Beyonce Will Fall, March the 4th, 2024. And I prophesy here in the hearing of all listening that a scandal is going to break concerning Beyonce Knowles. Her husband may or may not be tangential to the story, he may be mentioned, he may be not, but the guns will be trained on her. The heat lamps will be on her. The targets, the laser will be on her back as this scandal is breaking, and it will be everywhere trending in the news, with some people giving us the full story, some people doing proper investigative journalism, and other people doing unpaid lawyer work for her, softballing the story, trying to make it seem like it's not as important as it is. It's going to be about some important major topic here that is going to be reminiscent of the fallen pop idol, Michael Jackson. When you hear whatever this scandal is, Michael Jackson's story and whatever it is that he might have been accused of will also come to mind. And when the Christian community is confronted with the breaking of this scandal, many, many millions and thousands of them will refuse to listen. The demons controlling them, the covenant, the initiation that they've come under with Beyonce will make them as stubborn and hard-hearted as Pharaoh. They will hurl accusations. They will blame everybody except the person who is at the center of the story. And always remember that the great falling away is happening. The separation is happening. Light and dark is happening. The fake pastors, you see them acting up in these churches. Know that they're showing you that they are goats on stage. Baphomet's boys. The Illuminati paid demons who are here to lead fools into perdition. And they shall have their portion. 2 Peter 1-3 say so. The false prophets are going to have an audience, and God says that for that audience they take into hell, their judgment will not tarry. Matthew 24, Jesus said that false Christs and false prophets will arise. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 9, 10, 11, 12. There have to be people who are deceived by the devil's conversation, by the devil's deceivable acts, lying wonders. That category must exist. The reason people like me are here is to ask you, what box are you ticking? How are you filling the form? And who are you going to go with?
Listen, y'all. She talks some heavy shit. When I say watch with an open mind, it's just for those, if you know, you know. Point blank, period. You got to be tapped into a higher thing to really understand what she's talking about. But a lot of it is applicable. It applies. You can't deny it. And it's like, it's hard to explain because I'm not in this woman's head, even though she gives a vivid, like, overview. But you just got to know. And once you understand how things work in the cycle of how they just chew us up and spit us out, it makes even more sense. But just watch and see, you guys. Just watch and see. Oh, and don't sleep on Bella Sloan or Sloan Bella either. I get her name mixed up. It sounds right both ways, so I get it mixed up. But I just found out she was a chick from a TV show back in the day. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. Peace.